Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are entering the land of creativity, and I'm going to be talking about which sort of topics should your brand discuss, trending or evergreen. Trending topics are topics that are relevant today, and most likely within 1 to 2 weeks, they're not going to be as relevant. Two examples of trending topics categories include politics and pop culture. Pop culture, for example, if there is some sort of scandalous event going on today, you better jump on it quick and talk about it, because in 2 to 3 weeks, most likely there's going to be another scandalous event, and most people aren't going to be caring about this scandalous event that you can be discussing today. With trending topics, the shelf life, I would say, is very small. So you need to jump on the train as soon as you see that there's a lot of buzz around the topic. With evergreen topics, it's a tad bit different. These topics were relevant 200 years ago, and they will be relevant 200 years from now. For example, how to create a speech. That topic was relevant 200 years ago. 200 years ago, I'm pretty sure there was one person that had to speak in front of a body of people, and they were nervous, so they were looking for some resources on how to create a speech. 200 years from now, there is going to be a boy that is being asked to give a best man speech at his brother's wedding, and he still needs to do the whole speech building process. So this is what I call an evergreen topic. The shelf life is much longer. Now, depending on the type of content that your brand discusses will influence your strategy, as you can say. Whenever you're covering trending topics, the main metric that you want to focus on are views, engagement rate, how many people are watching you, because that's the only predictor of success. I mean, this is a topic that is relevant now. You see that there is demand for it. So what kind of numbers are you pulling in? One example of this was during the moment when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That was the most trending topic that you could possibly imagine. Different creators were all talking about it, and different people were pulling in views that they never pulled in before. So for trending topics, the main metric of success, in my opinion, are views. While with evergreen topics, views are not the main metric of success. The main metric of success, it's the variety in the library. For example, the ArmaniTalks brand, I would say it's more so evergreen than trending, because a lot of the topics that I discuss are topics that will be relevant 200 years from now, such as how to create a speech, such as how to be funny, such as how to create a personal branding philosophy. These are all topics that will be relevant 200 years from now. And the thing with the internet is when you post content, it begins to appreciate over time. One of the talks that I created 4 years ago, it's still bringing in traffic to this day. How to create your Toastmasters icebreaker speech. That's an evergreen topic. So if you have the evergreen philosophy, it's not necessarily the views today that counts, because the views are going to come in a longer span of time. What you need to be focusing on is the variety of different evergreen material that you have in your library. The evergreen philosophy is more about building a library, while the trending philosophy is more about generating views. Now you may ask the question, can I do both? You absolutely can do both, but you're always going to lead with one side more. So with a trending topic, let's say it's politics. Let's say this brand discusses politics a lot. Thus far, they have been covering the election. They've been covering the latest scandals that have been going on and the latest news. One day, they're tired of playing this game of like constantly looking for the next story. So what they do is they create a documentary on this particular presidential election. Whenever you create a documentary on something, especially a moment in history, it suddenly becomes an evergreen topic because 200 years from now, people that were very curious about our generation are going to look at the documentary. So this is a brand that, for the most part, it's a trending brand, but out of the blue moon, it created a piece of content that will stand the test of time. It introduced some evergreen into its arsenal. And the flip side is true. Although the ArmaniTalks brand is an evergreen brand, what I try to do every now and then is bring in a little bit of trendy news. I mean, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, I was like, man, I'm going to be talking about that. Because there were some lessons of the soft skills the ArmaniTalks brand covers in that slap. So I brought in a trending cultural moment into the ArmaniTalks library. So you can absolutely do both. Just understand that you are most likely going to lead with one. With trending topics, the most important metric are views. With the evergreen topics, the most important metric is building your library. If you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below. Hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and never miss another video again. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.